Morning, guys. So last night I did share with you how the Idaho 4 family members are feeling after Bryan Kohberger took this plea deal. They are not happy, to say the least. Xana Kernodle's family members are reportedly livid over the decision. They had heard about talks of a plea deal happening, and they had asked the prosecution to not go through with it. Kim Kernodle, Xana Kernodle's aunt, stated that prosecutors were approached by the defense about possibly wanting to take a plea deal. The prosecutors ultimately allowed it. They wanted the plea deal because they wanted to, quote, spare the family the pain of having to go through this long trial. The prosecutors said that they were hoping that they would be able to spare the families by not allowing them to have to see the gruesome crime scene photos, the photos of their loved ones deceased, spare them from having to hear about the gruesome details about the crimes, and spare the surviving roommates and the victims' friends from having to get up there on the stand and testify about a really traumatic time from their life. Kim said that she's completely shocked that the prosecutors ultimately took this because the families already know the graphics about what went down, and they said that the prosecutors have been adamant to all of the victims' family members that the prosecution has enough evidence to get a guilty verdict out of the jury. She also said that when there was talks about there possibly being a plea deal taken this week, there was no talk about the DP being taken off the table. The families wanted the DP, at least the Kernodles and the Goncalveses. The Goncalves family actually made this post on FB saying, "I would like to clarify a couple of things. We did talk to the prosecution on Friday about the possibility of a plea deal, and it was a hard no from our family. Sunday night, we received an email that sent us scrambling. We immediately jumped into panic mode and started making phone calls and sending emails. We met with the prosecution again today, Monday, June 30th, to reiterate our views on pushing for the DP. Unfortunately, all of our efforts did not matter. We did our best. We fought harder than anyone could have ever imagined. Please do not argue or try to tell us that we should have done this or that. We gave it 200% for the last 2 years and 7 months. One day we will tell you all what we have really been going through from day one. You will all be shocked. We fought a long battle, but we lost the war." Now remember, Bryan Kohberger ultimately has the final say when it comes to whether or not he wants to take a plea deal. He wants a plea deal to be put in on his behalf from his defense team. But Judge Stephen Hippler is ultimately the one with the final say. Tomorrow, Wednesday, July 2nd, he could come out and deny all of this, and Bryan Kohberger will have to go to trial at the end of August. Xana Kernodle's family specifically is asking that the judge delay making a decision on this so that he could really determine if taking this plea deal is in the best interest of, one, justice, and two, a sentence that is not too harsh or too lenient for Bryan Kohberger. I mean, if you ask me my opinion, I feel like Judge Hippler should only approve this plea deal if Bryan Kohberger confesses to what he did. Share what you did, share why you did it, share where you put the weapon, like just put that all on the table. If you're pleading guilty, say why. I mean, you dragged this trial out years. You strung these victims' family members along. That's the least that you could do. We should get some more answers tomorrow when Bryan Kohberger appears back in the courtroom for the hearing regarding this matter. You guys know I'm going to keep you updated, so make sure to follow.